Hello everyone, my name is Joel Donon and today we are going to delve deeper about wood and wood products, wherein in this presentation, we provide an overview of woods and wood products in the construction industry. We all know that wood, a timeless and versatile material, has been the cornerstone of human innovation and craftsmanship of centuries, from the intricate carvings of ancient civilizations to the modern marvels of engineered wood products. Wood has played a vital role in shaping our built environment, fueling our creativity, and connecting us to nature. Today, we'll explore the fascinating world of wood and wood products, delving into their unique properties, diverse applications, and innovations that are redefining the future of this ancient material. Saan nga ba natin nakikita ang mga wood? Originally or parang common, nakikita natin sila ginagamit as panggatong sa floorings, ginagamit sa furnitures, sa mga utensils, musical instruments and sport equipments, and marami pa. In this presentation, we or our group are going to define what is wood, provide several physical and mechanical properties of wood, its benefits and limitations, its classifications, which has two, which is natural wood and engineered wood, and lastly are the different wood products. Ano nga ba ang wood? Originally or in definition, wood is a natural material derived from trees that is widely used in construction due to its strength, versatility, and aesthetic appeal. It is composed mainly of cellulose, hemicellulose, and lignin, making it strong yet lightweight, and is an essential raw material for various applications in buildings and infrastructures. Sa isang puno or sa wood, there are three main directions of three axes. This includes longitudinal direction, radial direction, and tangential direction. Wherein sa longitudinal cut or longitudinal direction, ito yung pa-circular. Pag pinutol mo yung puno, makakakita ka ng circular, wherein sinabi niya dito, it is the cross-section of a tree trunk where all annual rains appear in a circular shape. The next one is the radial direction. Radial direction naman goes through the center of a tree trunk or pit parallel to its axis, which causes the annual rains to appear in distinct lines along the cut surface. Ito namang radial direction is pag nag-cut ka ng puno, you start from the center hanggang sa palabas. It is parallel to its axis and causes rings to appear in distinct lines. Parang nahati-hati na yung ring sa longitudinal cut pag nag-cut ka in radial direction. And lastly is the tangential direction. Ang tangential direction naman, although it runs parallel to the tree trunk's axis, however, it does not cross the pit. Ito, yung tangential cut or tangential direction, ginagamit ito for aesthetics, para makita yung design, yung ring shape or pattern ng wood, which is ginagamit siya sa mga furnitures kasi maganda yung design pag nag-cut ka into tangential direction. The next one is, gaano nga ba kahalaga ang wood sa construction? Wood is a vital material in construction due to its strength, versatility, sustainability, and aesthetic appeal, making it ideal for a wide range of applications from structural framing to finishing touches. Yung wood ay ginagamit siya sa mga furnitures or finishing touches ng isang bahay or residential or either mga buildings, ganon. Kasi as we all know, noon, yung bahay noon, it is made up of wood due to its availability. However, due to modernization, mas na-accept natin yung concrete due to its several properties, which is mas stiff siya and mas matibay siya compared sa wood. Pero, hindi natin maipagkakaila yung aesthetic, strength, and sustainability ng wood in terms of specific applications sa framings and finishing touches ng isang bahay or furnitures. Next, we delve deeper naman sa properties of wood, wherein in this section, we are going to tackle about its physical properties and mechanical properties. Firstly, sa physical properties. Wood physical properties of wood. First, it is color. The color of the wood is very important from the practical view or decorative point of view. Alam naman natin that different woods has different colors. The next one is luster. The luster of wood is the property of wood elements and its contents which they have the tendency to reflect light. Next one is odor and taste. Different types of wood emits different odors. For instance, the sandalwood has a nice aroma whereas the other timber woods may give some tobacco odor. The next one is density of wood. It measures a mass per unit volume, varies wildly among wood species affecting their strength, weight, and durability. Take note dito na yung density ng wood ay magkaiba sa weight ng wood. Which in the density of wood, it talks about the molecules. However, the weight naman is the force exerted on the object. Ganon. Lastly is moisture content. Wood absorbs water and releases moisture. This leads to dimensional changes affecting the wood's stability and performance. Kung tatanungin nyo, ano ba ang mas matibay? Is it freshly cutted wood or yung dried wood? Well, according sa na-search ko, mas matibay daw, mas mataas yung strength ng dry wood kaysa sa freshly cutted wood. The next one is the mechanical properties. Aware naman tayo dito sa compressive strength, tensile strength, shear strength, bending strength, and elastic modulus. Pero, allow me to further explain yung mechanical properties ng wood kasi recently, the mechanical properties of concrete. Ngayon naman, let us talk about wood. So, sa strength, we have the compressive strength. It is the ability of wood to withstand axial loads without failure, varies by species and moisture content. As we can see dito sa figure, na compress siya yung force is kino-compact niya yung wood. The next one is tensile strength. It is the resistance of wood to being pulled apart. Yung direction naman ng strength niya, ng pag-pull niya, is pinupull apart niya yung wood. It's called the tensile strength. And the next one is the shear strength. It is the ability to withstand forces that two adjacent planes of wood to slide against each other. It's the shear, from the word shear, shearing, ganon. The next one is bending strength. It is the maximum stress the wood can withstand in bending before failure. As we can see from the figure, it has this arrow, the load, and the maximum compressive stress. Pag na-reach na yung maximum compression stress niya or the bending strength, mag-crack siya, mag-bend siya, mag-fail siya. And lastly is elastic modulus. Measures wood stiffness or resistance to deformation under load. So, that is my part in this presentation.
Hello everyone, my name is Jessel Tabiano and I'm here to talk about the amazing benefits of wood. From its ability to keep things warm and quiet to its incredible strength and durability. Wood is truly versatile and valuable resource. We'll explore its unique properties, from resistant to rust and its ability to be easily repaired, to its natural beauty and the wide variety of species available. Get ready to be amazed by the incredible world of wood. Let's talk about benefits of wood in thermal properties. Wood do not experience major expansion with heat. The combination of low thermal conductivity and high specific heat provides insulation. Ang kombinasyon ng mababang thermal conductivity at mataas na specific heat ay nagbibigay ng magandang insulation. Ibig sabihin, pinipigilan nito ang pagdaan ng init papasok o palabas ng isang lugar. Ang halimbawa nito ay isang bahay na gawa sa kahoy. Sa tag-init, mananatiling malamig sa loob nito dahil hindi madaling dumaan ng init mula sa labas. Sa taglamig naman, mananatiling mainit-init dahil pinipigilan din ito ang paglabas ng init mula sa loob. Mas makakatipid ka rin sa kuryente dahil hindi mo na kailangan ng sobrang lakas na aircon o heater. Let's move on to the acoustic properties. Wood can amplify or mitigate sound based on orientation. Sound is transmitted along the grain direction and mitigate in the perpendicular direction. Ang halimbawa nito ay isang concert hall na may dingding na gawa sa kahoy. Kung ang mga tabla ay parallel sa stage, mas malakas ang tunog na maririnig ng mga tao sa audience. Pero kung ang mga tabla ay perpendicular sa stage, mas mapapahina ang tunog at mas malinaw ang pagkarinig. Kaya importante ang pag-aayos ng kahoy sa mga lugar na kailangan ng magandang tunog, katulad ng mga concert hall, recording studio at sinihan. Ngayon naman ang pag-uusapan natin ay electrical properties. Dry wood is an excellent electrical insulator and it doesn't accumulate static electricity. Ang halimbawa nito ay kung may hawak kang isang tuyong kahoy na stick tapos may kidlat. Mas mababa ang tsansa na matamaan ka ng kuryente kumpara kung may hawak kang metal na bakal. Ang kahoy ay mas ligtas dahil hindi gaano nagsasagawa ng kuryente. Paalala lang, ang kakayahan ng kahoy na maging insulator ay nakadepende sa kung gaano ito katuyo. Kung basa ang kahoy, mas madaling dumaan ang kuryente dahil mas konduktibo ito. Mas maraming tubig, mas madaling dumaan ang kuryente. Ang susunod nating pag-usapan ay mechanical properties. Wood has a high strength and durability. It is also high breaking length, the length at which a material breaks under its own weight when hanging. Ang kahoy ay matibay at pangmatagalan. Bakit? Kaya nitong tiisin ang malalakas na puwersa at hindi madaling masira. Mayroon din itong mataas na breaking length. Ang breaking length ay tumutukoy sa haba ng isang material, kaya nitong suportahan bago ito mabasag sa sarili nitong bigat kapag nakasabit. Halimbawa, ang bahay na gawa sa kahoy ay matibay at mapapagkatiwalaan, kaya nitong tiisin ang mga lindol at bagyo. Ang mga tulay na gawa sa kahoy ay maaari ring magtagal na maraming taon kung maayos ang pagkakagawa. Ang mataas na breaking length ng kahoy ay dahilan kung bakit ito ginagamit sa paggawa ng mga istruktura na may malalaking span. Tulad ng mga trusses sa mga bubong, ang mga ito ay nakakatiis ng malaking bigat dahil sa lakas ng kahoy. Ngayon naman ay magtungo tayo sa aesthetic properties ng kahoy. Wood is cozy, rustic, and decorative. Variety in color, shape, smell, and texture can be painted to achieve the desired finishes. Alam naman natin na ang kahoy ay laging nakapaligid sa atin, katulad na lamang ng mga gamit natin sa bahay, ang mga furniture, ang mga lamesa, mga cabinets. Alam mo ba na comfy din higaan ng kahoy? Ang mga bed natin ay gawa sa kahoy. Kung hindi ito gawa sa metal, ay gawa ito sa kahoy. Ngayon ay pag-uusapan natin ang maintenance ng kahoy. Wood doesn't rust compared to metals, thus it can be repaired and maintained. Ano ang ibig sabihin nito? Ang kahoy ay madaling ayusin kung nasira man. Hindi ito katulad ng mga metal na nagdudulot ng kalawang, kaya naman mahirap ito ayusin. Ang kahoy ay madaling ayusin dahil hindi ito kinakalawang. Kagaya na lamang kung ang isang kahoy na mesa ay may gasgas, maaari itong buluhin o lagyan ng panibagong pintura. Pero kung ang isang metal na mesa ay kalawangin na, mas mahirap itong ayusin at maaaring kailangan pang palitan ito. Mas tipid sa pangmatagalan ang paggamit ng kahoy dahil sa kadahilan ng madaling ayusin ito. Ang last na aking tatalakayin ay variety of woods. There are more than 5,000 species of wood, and the properties mentioned above vary for each type. Ano nga ba ito? Kagaya na lamang ng mango, mahogany, walnut, spruce, beech, ash, and teak. Ayon sa maraming pag-aaral, ang mahogany ay kilala sa tigas at magandang kulay, kaya madalas itong gamitin sa paggawa ng mahaling muebles. Samantalang ang spruce ay madalas gamitin sa mga construction dahil ito ay mas magaan at mas mura. Ang pagkakaiba-iba ng mga uri ng kahoy ay nagbibigay ng maraming pagpipilian sa mga tao depende sa kanilang pangangailangan at kagustuhan. Sa madaling salita, ang kahoy ay isang napakahalagang material na maraming pakinabang. Mula sa tigas at kakayahan nitong mag-insulate hanggang sa natural na kagandahan at madaling pag-aayos. Ang kahoy ay patunay na isang tunay na kayamanan ang kalikasan. Sa paglipas ng panahon, patuloy ang gamit ng kahoy sa iba't ibang paraan. At patuloy din itong nagbibigay ng mga benepisyo sa ating mundo.
I am Precious Dulnuan and I will be discussing about the limitations of food. So, aware naman tayo that food has its limitations, diba? So, nakikita din natin ito, na-observe natin ito. So, first, we have here the shrinkage and swelling. So, since wood is hygroscopic, pag sinabi nating hygroscopic, it means it absorbs moisture from the air, which causes wood to shrink and swell. Shrink, pagbabago ng size ng wood, tapos yung swell naman is pamamaga. So, here, makikita natin yung bow, ganito ang style, crook, kink, cup, and twist. Yan. So, yung mga yan ay makikita natin or ma-observe natin na magiging itsura ng wood. Yan. Next, we have here the biotic deterioration. Pag sinabi nating biotic, these are the living things within an ecosystem. So, since wood is an organic material, it is food for some plants and animals from attack of fungi, termites, beetles, and ants. Yan. So, makikita natin dito ang termite damage, yan, carpenter ant damage. Yan. So, dahil dito, nagkakaroon din siya ng rot or yung pagkabulok ng ating wood. Dry rot or even wet rot. Yan. Abiotic deterioration naman. Pag sinabi nating abiotic, non-living thing components. So, this can be caused by the sun, wind, water, chemicals, and fire. Ayan, so, due to these abiotic components, nagkakaroon ng damage ang ating wood. And, aware naman tayo na hindi fire resistance yung wood. It is more prone on fire, diba? So, yan, hindi siya fire resistance. Wood is more prone to fire than the other materials like concrete and steel. Compare siya sa concrete and steel, hindi siya yung fire resistance, isa siyang fire risk. Yan. So, due to this abiotic deterioration, nagkakaroon din ng warping due to changes in temperature and humidity. Another, using thick wood as a structural element can help mitigate deterioration. So, syempre, since mas makapal yung wood na gagamitin, it also takes a longer time bago ma-damage yung ating wood. Yun.
My name is Chelsea Cubero and I will be discussing about classification of woods. Let us define first what is natural wood. From the word itself, natural, so it is a raw material in its pure state. It is unprocessed and unmixed with other materials. Natural wood is directly harvested from trees, showcasing the inherent beauty of its grain, color, and texture. While engineered wood is a composite material made from wood fibers or pieces that are bonded together with adhesives and other additives. This will be explained further by my groupmate. Saan nga ba ginagamit ang natural wood? Ginagamit siya sa doors, windows, and furnitures. Pero pinakamadalas na ginagamit ito sa floor coverings. There are two types of natural wood, which are hardwood and softwood, and I will be focusing on the hardwood. Hardwood came from Dicot angiosperm trees. It is a woody flowering plant that has two seed leaves. Yung term na hardwood doesn't always mean na yung wood is hard. It refers to the botanical classification of the tree, like kung paano sila lumaki and paano sila na-produce. The characteristics of hardwoods are, have more complex structure than softwoods. Hardwoods have vessels. These vessels can vary in size and distribution, influencing the texture and appearance of the wood. Dark in color. Karamihan ng hardwood is naturally dark, kaya this make them highly valued para sa furniture and floorings. Expensive. Mas mahal yung hardwood kasi mas matagal mag-grow yung trees and mas mahirap yung process niya compared to softwoods. Slower growth rate. Hardwoods like oak and maple is mas matagal mag-mature. Minsan, inaabot pa ng decades, kaya rin expensive ang hardwood. Higher density. Yung density ng hardwood ay nagbibigay ng better strength and durability, kaya mas madalas siyang ginagamit sa heavy-duty furniture, construction, and flooring. Heavy in weight. Mabigat siya kasi nga mataas yung density niya. More fire-resistant than softwood, because hardwoods has higher density and low resin content which make them less flammable. Strong in compression and tension. Since kayang i-handle ng hardwood yung compression and tension, it's good for load-bearing application like beams and flooring. Let's go over to the examples of hardwoods. The first one is oak. Isa ito sa pinaka-popular na hardwood na ginagamit sa floorings and furniture dahil sa strength and durability nito. It is light in color, heavy, ring-porous and open-grain, hard to work with, and when treated, it looks classy and elegant dahil sa distinctive grain pattern, smooth texture, and warm natural color. There are two types of an oak, which are white and red oak. Yung white oak is water-resistant kaya madalas siya gamitin for outdoor like boats, while red oak is better for interior. These are the example of an oak. Next example is maple. It is extremely hard and shock resistant, kaya madalas itong ginagamit sa bowling alley floor as well as basketball floor. Maple that has curly grain is often used for violin box due to their unique aesthetic and acoustic qualities. Special pattern in maple wood like pearls, leaf figure, and bird's eye are highly valued for veneers and decorative woodworking. These are the example of maple products. Next one is mahogany. It is popular among woodworkers because of the convenience of carving and ability to achieve a smooth, polished surface. Reddish-brown in color which darken over time, giving it a classic, luxurious look. Expensive, strong, durable enough for furniture or construction. It has poorly defined annual rings, giving it a smoother, more uniform appearance. Mahogany may show unique patterns such as stripe, ribbon, broken stripe, rope, ripple, mottle, fetal back, or blisters figure, making it valuable for decorative uses. These are the example of mahogany products. Next is cherry. It is hard and strong, making it suitable for long-lasting structures and furniture. Its color ranges from light brown to deep red color. It resists wrapping and checking or cracking, which means it stays smooth and intact under this condition. It is also easy to carve and polish, allowing fine detailing and a high-quality finish. These are the examples of cherry. Last example is rubber wood. It has light color, medium density, making it durable but still manageable for furniture making. It usually came from the tree of rubber plantation, where trees are first used for latex, then harvested for wood, making it an environmentally responsible choice for wood products. And here is the examples of rubber wood products. Among those 5 examples that I've mentioned, ang most common na ginagamit here sa Philippines is rubber wood due to its local availability, low cost, and sustainability. Ang common trees naman na nagro-grow sa Philippines ay Nara, Molave, and Yakal.
Good day everyone, I am Mark and with you guys, and I will be reporting all about softwood. Softwood, wood from gymnosperm trees such as conifers, source of about 80% of the world's production of timber. So, halos sa buong mundo natin is 80% daw ang gumagamit ng softwood, and not necessarily softer than hardwoods. So the difference between softwood and hardwoods are generally denser and heavier, leading to greater strength and durability, while softwoods are lighter and more flexible, making them easier to work with it. So among hardwood is mas denser and mas mabigat ito. while the softwoods are lighter at mas flexible ang mga ito. Next is the characteristics of a softwood. The characteristics of a softwoods are cheap compared to hardwood, faster rate of growth, lower density, softer than hardwood, like I said, the light in color and weight, poor fire resistant, strength in tension but weak in shear. Softwood examples. So, ang example ng softwood ay ash. So, characteristic of an ash is dark in color, expensive, slower growth rate, higher density, and heavy in weight, more fire resistant, strong in compression and tension. So, ang ash daw is mas darker daw yung kulay nito. And mas expensive ito kapag ito ang binibili natin sa mga store, like yung mga gamit ng mga ash. Next is ashwood products. So ito yung mga products na ginagawa nila gamit ang ash. So makikita nyo dito is upuan, sabitan ng tuwalya or ano yan. Tapos ito is lamp. Next is softwood example. Pine, soft and lightweight, white or pale yellow in color, straight grains, lack figures, resistance, shrink and swelling, knotty. So ang pine daw is soft and lightweight, so mas smooth at mas maganda ito gamitin. Ito yung example ng pine woods products. So same as sa nauna kanina. So itong pangalawa is lagayan ng flower base or mga gamit ng mga bibitakin. Pwede din feature frame yan. Then di ko rin alam itong last gawa rin ito sa pine wood. The next example is cedar. Knotty softwood, so same as the pine wood. Red-brown color with light sticks, aromatic and moth repellent, popular wood for lining drawers, chests, and boxes. So ginagamit ito sa paggawa ng mga drawers, chests, sa mga nanlaro, chests, and boxes. Brittle wood. So ito yung example ng cedar wood products. Table and yung table. Next is softwood example. Softwood example. Another softwood example are redwood. The best redwood comes from the hardwood, which is resistant to deterioration due to sunlight, moisture, and insects. Redwood pearls have a cluster of eye figure. They are rare and valuable. So ito, minsan nakakakita tayo dito sa mga puno, yung mga like nakasabi dito is cluster of eye. Yung parang may mata-mata sa mga gilid-gilid ng puno. Yun ang mga redwoods. So ito yung example ng redwood products, which is literally nakikita natin to sa mga dining area. Itong mga redwood products, and ginagamit rin ito sa paggawa ng guitar. So ito po yung report ko all about softwoods.
Good day, my name is Roel Narcisse. Today, pag-uusapan natin ang natural wood seasoning. Ito importante sa mga kahoy. Basically, ang goal ng seasoning is bawasan ang moisture content or tubig sa wood. Bakit ito importante? Meron itong dalawang main reasons bakit natin ito ginagawa. First, for woodworking. When we use wood for building or making things, dapat stable sila. It won't just change size easily. Imagine, different parts of the wood dry at different speeds. This can cause cracks, bendings, or damaged. So, we need to control the drying para hindi masira yung kahoy. Second, natural wood seasoning makes the wood stronger and better quality. When we slowly remove moisture, the wood becomes harder and stronger, more resistant to rot and insects, easier to work with and finish, and more stable in size. The usual way is air drying. We stack the wood properly where there's good airflow, away from direct sun and rain. The air slowly removes the moisture for months or even years, depends on the wood. So, let's discuss kung paano ginagawa ang natural seasoning of food. Yung mga kahoy, ni-stack sila horizontally, ito, at vertically. Ito yung mga kahoy na galing sa logs or planks, tapos nilalagay sila sa mga direction na to. Kasi makapagitan ng dalawang layer, maglalagay tayo ng mga spaces. So, ito yung mga spaces. Yung buong arrangement na to, ginagawa above the ground. Mga 30 cm ang taas mula sa lupa. Doon sa ibabaw ng platform, pati sa ilalim, lalagyan natin ng mga pillars o mga support para sa ilalim. Tapos sa ibabaw ng support, lalagyan natin ng mga platform. Ito. Kung nakikita natin ito. Tapos sa ibabaw ng itong platform, i-stack ng mga kahoy. Yung buong kahoy tatakpan ng roof para sa ulan o para mapigilan yung seasoning ng timber o kahoy mula sa ulan. Kaya may ganitong klaseng roofing, yung taas niya is 300 cm or ito, 3 meters yung taas. Tapos, yung mga timber o kahoy may space sa pagitan or may air space na iniiwan sa pagitan ng isang timber plank at saka sa isa pang timber plank. So, ganito yung pag-stack ng timber o kahoy sa lugar na rainproof or lugar na hindi papasok yung tubig o ulan. So, as you can see here sa slide, meron tayong listahan ng mga problema na pwedeng mangyari kapag sobra-sobra na tayong pumuputol ng puno. Una na dyan ang deforestation, which is yung pagkaubos talaga ng mga puno sa kagubatan. Kasunod nito yung desertification, kung saan yung mga dating matatabang lupa nagiging parang desyerto na, tuyot at hindi na pwedeng pagtaniman. Tapos, syempre, pag nawala yung mga puno at kagubatan, maraming extinction of species o pagkawala ng iba't ibang uri ng hayop at halaman dahil nawawala yung tira nila. Pwede rin itong magdulot ng forced migration kung saan napipilitan yung mga tao at hayop na lumipat ng lugar dahil hindi na sila pwedeng mabuhay doon. Isa pa sa problema natin yung soil erosion o yung pagguho ng lupa dahil wala ng mga ugat ng puno na umahawak dito. Meron din tayong ozone depletion. Although hindi ito directly dahil sa pagputol ng kahoy, pero yung mga industrial activities na kasama o pagproseso, ito ay pwedeng magka-apekto. Tapos, syempre, yung greenhouse gas increase. Kasi yung mga puno, tumutulong silang sumipsip ng carbon dioxide sa hangin. So, pag kakaunti na sila, mas tumadami yung greenhouse gases na nagkakos ng climate change. At lastly, pwede nitong magdulot ng natural hazard and desert. Parang mas madalas na yung sakuna tulad ng landslide o pagbahar. At mas lumalawak pa yung mga disyerto. So dahil sa lahat na yan, itong malaking araw na to, pinapakita niya na lumalabas yung need for engineered wood arises. Ibig sabihin, dahil nga nakikita natin yung masamang epekto ng sobrang paggamit ng natural na kahoy, nagkakaroon ng pangailangan para sa engineered wood. Ito yung mga kahoy na gawa sa pinagsama-samang mga maliliit na piraso ng kahoy, fibers, o veneers gamit ang pantikit. Para siyang alternative para hindi natin masyadong ubusin yung natural na kahoy sa kagubatan.
Have a good day. My name is Miss Bonalos and I am going to present about engineered wood. Engineered wood na tinatawag din na composite wood, man-made woods o manufactured board ay isang uri ng wood product na hindi galing sa solid na kahoy. Instead, gawa ito sa pinaghalo-halong wood materials tulad ng strands, particles, fibers, or veneers na pinagdikit-dikit gamit ang adhesives o iba pang methods para maging isang solid na board or panel. Ang goal ng engineered wood ay makagawa ng materyales na matibay, mas affordable, at mas consistent ang quality kumpara sa natural woods. Dahil dito, ginagamit ito sa iba't ibang application tulad ng bahay, commercial buildings, at pati sa industrial products. General process. Let's talk about the general process. Ang preparation ng wood materials. Ang solid na kahoy ay ginagawang smaller components like wood chips, fibers, or veneers. Mixing with adhesives. Hinahalo ang mga wood particles sa glue or resin para magsama-sama sila. Next, forming and pressing. Ang mixture ay nilalagay sa molds or machines to heat and pressure para maging board or panel. Next, cutting and finishing. Kapag tumigas na, pinuputol ito sa desired sizes at minsan nilalagyan ng laminate o coating for added protection and appearance. So, engineered wood is a practical and smart alternative solid wood. Gawa ito sa mga pinaghalo-halong wood particles na ginamitan ng glue or pressure para bumuo ng strong and durable materials. Kaya ito ay widely used sa furniture, flooring, walls, at halos lahat ng construction needs.
Good day everyone, I am Loymedian S. Rizzo and I will report two types of engineered woods. So first type of engineered wood is the plywood. Plywood is a type of material made from thin layers or plies of wood veneer that are glued together. Each layer's wood grain is rotated up to 90 degrees compared to the layer next to it, which makes the plywood stronger and more resistant to bending. Cross-graining is a process of rotating the wood grain in each layer of plywood. This has several key benefits. First, it helps prevent the wood from splitting when nailed near the edges. Second, it reduces expansion and shrinkage, so the plywood keeps its shape better. Third, it makes the panel strong and stable in all directions. You can use plywood in subflooring, flooring, roofing, wall sheeting, and formwork for concrete, and also in making cabinets, tables, and other furniture pieces. So there are types of plywood. First is the ordinary plywood. Ordinary plywood is commonly used for general construction, furniture, and packaging. It's versatile and affordable, but not meant for wet or damp conditions. Next is the marine plywood. Marine plywood is specifically made to resist water and moisture. It's stronger and more durable, making it ideal for boats and outdoor use where it might get wet. Third is the form ply. Form ply is used in construction for concrete formwork. It provides a smooth, strong surface to shape and support wet concrete until it sets. Next is the decorative plywood. Decorative plywood is used for interiors and furniture. It has attractive finishes, making it ideal for visible surfaces like cabinets and wall panels. And lastly, the structural plywood. Structural plywood is built for strength and stability. It's used in load-bearing parts of buildings like floors, walls, and roofs.
Next type of engineered wood is blackboard. Blackboard is a wood panel with a core made of softwood strips up to 28 mm wide, placed side by side. This core is sandwiched between layers of wood veneer, thin MDF, or particle board, and glued together under high pressure for strength and stability.
Blackboard has a core made of lightweight wood like poplar or spruce. For best strength, the strip should run lengthwise. It holds screws well and resists warping, making it stronger and stable.
Hello everyone, I'm Elizabeth Aquino and today I'm going to report the wood veneers. Ano nga ba ang wood veneers? Wood veneers is a thin sheet of wood, typically less than 1/16 inches thick, that are glued to a core material such as plywood or MDF. Wood veneers is also crafted from thin slices or sheet of real wood, commonly used to add warmth and natural beauty to interior surfaces. Next, let's proceed to the application of wood veneers. So, ginagamit din siya for aesthetic purposes, replicating the look and feel of solid wood. Ginagamit siya for furnitures, cabinet, doors, and other wood carving projects. Used to create a more luxurious or traditional look. Now let's proceed to the advantages and disadvantages of wood veneer. Doon tayo sa aesthetic appeal. Sa advantages, aesthetic appeal, it replicates the natural beauty and texture of a real wood. Cost-effective, can be more affordable than a solid wood, especially for a large surface. Versatility, available in a wide variety of wood species and finishes. Sa disadvantages, ang durability niya is less durable than laminates and more susceptible to scratches, dents, and moisture damage. Maintenance, kailangan lagi siyang required more careful handling and maintenance to preserve their appearance. Limited applications, used for decorative purposes, pero hindi siya suitable for high wear areas. And that's for wood veneers. And next, let's proceed to laminates. Laminates naman is composite materials created by bonding together multiple layers of different materials such as a wood, plastic, metals, or fabric. Dun sa veneer kanina is thin sheet of wood lang siya, pero dito sa laminate is multiple layers of various materials. A laminate is usually permanent, accessible by heat, pressure, welding, and adhesive. Properties ng laminates offer a wide range of properties depending on the material used and the manufacturing processes. Common properties include durability, scratch resistant, heat resistant, moisture resistant, and chemical resistant. Application. Ginagamit ang laminates sa construction, furniture manufacturing, and various industrial application. Ginagamit din siya for countertop, flooring, furniture surface, wall coverings, electrical insulation, circuit board, and etc. Ito naman is advantages and disadvantages ng laminates. Durability, high resistance to scratches, dents, heat, moisture, and chemicals. Easy maintenance, can be easily cleaned and maintained. Versatility, available in a wide range of colors, patterns, and finishes. Disadvantages niya is sa appearance. May not have the same natural beauty and warmth as veneers. Kasi veneers is more on aesthetic and appearance siya. Pero dito sa laminate is more on, yung primary purpose niya is durability, performance, and functionality. Limited customization. So less customization than veneers, especially in terms of wood, species, and grain patterns. Potential for off-gazing. Some laminated may be released by related organic compound, which can be harmful to health. So sa cost naman is, sa veneer is can vary depending on the wood species and quality. Pero in terms of cost, dito sa laminate is can vary depending on the type and quality. So that's end my report. Ends my report.
Hello everyone, I am Giselle Baguio. And let's continue the presentation. I'll be presenting to you under engineered wood, the particle board, the MDF board, as well as the HDF board. Before we proceed, let's first have a recap sa mga na-discuss na under engineered wood, which are the plywood. We have the blockboard, the laminates, and the wood veneer. Now let's proceed to particle board. Particle board is also known as chipboard. It is made from small wood particles, either from chips, shaving, or sawdust that are mixed with a synthetic resin or binder and then pressed and extruded into panels. As you can see po, ito is from the small wood particles. Yung mga hindi po siya na pulverized or something, it is from the raw, yung mga maliliit po na exist po sa construction area po natin. Para hindi po masayang, ginawa po siya into particle board. Pressed and extruded into panels. Next, for its advantages naman po ng particle board is that it is more affordable compared to solid wood. Mas mura po siya. It offers a consistent structure and density, making it easier to work with. Madali po siyang trabahuin, madali po siyang i-shape. It is lighter and less dense than solid wood or plywood. Mas magaan po ang particle board compared po sa solid wood at saka sa plywood. Kasi nga po, ang particle board po nga po is yung naano po siya from the exist po compared sa plywood na ang tawag dun, parang burger, yung patong-patong siya na na maninipis parang laminates or wood veneer. Sa weak side naman po ng particle boards, that it is weaker and less durable than solid wood or plywood, especially when exposed to moisture or heavy loads. It has lower moisture resistance compared to solid wood or plywood, making it prone to warping or swelling when exposed to moisture. Sa weakness po nito is hindi po siya pwede sa moist areas. Hindi po siya pwedeng maulanan, hindi po siya pwedeng mabasa. Kasi nga po, magsuswell po siya, magwawarp po, matutuklap po siya, masisira po siya. Kaya dapat, ito lang po, ang particle board po is dapat sa mga dry areas po siya ginagamit. Now, ang particle board po is ginagamit and used in furniture, cabinetry, shelving, countertops, and floor underlay mats. Dito sa example natin, na naibigay na picture is that nagamit po siya as a partition wall and as a unsliding, nagamit siya baka as unsliding door, baka pinakpak doon. And then, let's proceed to another type of engineered wood, which is the medium density fiber board. Ang medium density fiber board or MDF board is made by breaking down wood residuals into fibers, combining it with wax and a resin binder, and forming panels by applying high temperature and pressure. Parang same lang siya ng process kung paano siya ginawa, just like the particle board. Ang ano lang po dito, ang pinagkaiba lang po nila is kung yung particle board po is yung nagamit yung mga medyo malalaking axis sa construction, dito na wood. Ito naman po is mas finer. It is generally denser than plywood. Sa characteristic naman nito ng MDF board is that it has a smooth surface, no knots or grain, unlike sa solid wood o kaya sa plywood na may makikita kang mga grain at saka mga knots. It is versatile, madami siyang pwedeng paggamitan, and it is easy to machine. Madali mo siyang i-shape. Ang MDF, sa uses nito sa furniture is that nagagamit siya sa furniture, sa cabinets, and shelving. Sa interior design naman, ginagamit siya into creating decorative panels and shelves kasi nga po, madali po siyang i-shape. Sa construction naman, ginagamit siya sa flooring at saka sa wall panels. Parang ganito. Ginamit siya as wall panels. Next, sa advantages naman po ng MDF board is that it is cost effective. Of course, mas affordable po siya compared po sa solid wood. Mas madali po siyang trabahuin or mas madali siyang i-shape, mas madali siyang i-cut. It's easy to work with. Its smooth surface and uniform density make it easy to cut, shape, and finish. It also has a consistent quality and density throughout the panel. Sa weak side naman po nito is that it contains formaldehyde, which is a concern for some people. Ayaw nila. And sa water absorption naman po nito is that madali po siyang mag-absorb ng water compared po sa solid wood, making it susceptible to damage if exposed to moisture. Madali siyang masira kapag na-expose po sa water. So, kasi nga po, yung pagkakagawa po nito is that compared mo sa solid wood na mahirap po siyang pasukan ng tubig. Sa durability naman, it is less durable than solid wood, not suitable for high-stress applications. Dapat, pag ginamit mo ang MDF board, ang ipapatong mo lang dito, ang kaya lang po nitong i-carry na load is lower, mas mababa compared po sa solid wood at saka sa mga plywoods. Next, we have another engineered wood is the HDF board or the high density fiber board, also called as hardboard. A denser, stronger, and harder engineered wood product than MDF. It is made from compressed wood fibers and resin. Unlike particle board, it will not split or crack. Yung process lang din po nito is same po dun sa MDF. Ang ano lang po dito is mas compact po ito. Next, ang HDF board is ginagamit commonly in application requiring high durability. Sa advantages nito is that yung durability nito, it is more resistant to wear and tear, warping, and splitting. Hindi siya madaling masira, unlike po sa MDF. Sa strength naman nito, HDF is stronger than MDF, making it more suitable for applications requiring high strength. Mas malakas po siya. Sa moisture resistance naman, mas resistant si HDF compared kay MDF sa pag-absorb po ng moist or ng water. It is making it a better choice for application where moisture is a concern. Sa mga nag-moist na area, mas better na gamitin si HDF kaysa si MDF. Sa weak side naman po nito, sa disadvantages is that sa cost, of course, mas mahal po si HDF compared kay MDF. Mas mabigat din po si HDF compared kay MDF due to its density. Mas madali pong i-shape at saka i-cut si MDF compared kay HDF. Si HDF po mas dense siya at saka mas matigas, kaya po mas mahirap po siyang i-cut at saka i-shape compared po kay MDF. At saka isa pa pong disadvantage nito is that it is not waterproof. While moisture-resistant, HDF is not waterproof and can be damaged if exposed to prolonged water contact. Masisira po siya kapag matagal po siyang na-expose sa water. So, mas better na kung ayaw mong papalit-palit na masiraan, mas better na huwag mo siyang i-expose sa mga laging nauulanan. To make it more, para mas maintindihan po natin, I prepared a table for that comparing the HDF and MDF. Sa feature nito, sa density, mas higher ang density ni HDF compared kay MDF na lower. Sa strength naman, mas stronger si HDF compared kay MDF na low, moderate. Sa durability nito, mas durable si HDF compared kay MDF na moderate. Sa uses naman po nito, parehas na ginagamit ang HDF at saka MDF sa furniture. Sa HDF, ginagamit po ito sa flooring, sa door skins at saka for backing panels. Sa MDF naman, ginagamit siya sa cabinetry, sa shelving and for decorative pieces kasi nga po madali po siyang i-shape. Next, sa moisture resistance nito, mas resistant po si HDF kasi mas compact siya compared kay MDF na less moisture resistant. Sa thickness po nito, mas manipis po si HDF compared po kay MDF na mas makapal. Sa cutting naman po nito, mas mahirap pong i-cut si HDF kasi nga po mas dense po ito compared po kay MDF na madali pong i-cut. Now, let's wrap up muna sa engineered wood. Kung nakinig kayo or napanood nyo yung earlier discussion about since mag-start ang engineered wood sa plywood, sa blackboard, sa wood laminates, sa wood veneers laminates, at saka sa wood sa HDF, sa MDF board, at saka sa particle board, mapapansin niyo yung differences. Ang plywood po is the layers po siya ng layers of wood veneer, ang plywood. While ang blackboard naman po is almost same din po siya. Parang softwood strip siya na nakaglue. Almost the same si blackboard at saka si plywood. Tapos, almost the same din po yung tatlo na HDF, MDF, at saka si particle board. Kasi nga po, galing po sila sa exist sa construction area. Ang particle board is hindi siya fine. Yung mga maliliit na medyo maliliit, kahit mga hindi siya parang kung alam niyo yung sawdust o kaya yung pitaglagarihan, yung nagiging exist doon, yun is, diba, fine yun. Yung fine na yun, parang yun yung ginagamit sa HDF at saka MDF, kaya po mas soft siya, at saka mas smoother compared sa particle board na kahit yung mga maliliit, hindi siya ginawang fine. Kinumpak lang siya, kaya po hindi siya mas smooth compared sa HDF at saka MDF. Now, ang laminates naman at saka sa wood veneer, almost same po sila kasi nga manipis. Yun lang naman yung differences ng Now, to wrap it all, in conclusion to all of it, we had discussed the wood, we had defined wood as a natural material derived from trees and is widely used in construction. We had discussed about its importance in construction due to its strength, versatility, sustainability, and aesthetic appeal, making it ideal for a wide range of application from structural framing to finishing touches. We had also discussed about its properties, its physical properties and mechanical properties, as well as its benefits, such as its thermal properties, acoustic properties, electrical, mechanical, aesthetic properties, its maintenance and variety, which is its strength, while ang weakness naman po nito or limitation nito is it's susceptible to shrinkage and swelling, biotic and abiotic deterioration. And abiotic deterioration din po. We had also classified wood into two, which is the natural wood and engineered wood. Under natural wood, meron po tayong hardwood at saka softwood. We had given you on this lecture examples of trees under hardwood as well as example of trees under naman ng softwood and the products that can be derived from those two. We had also given you an overview kung paano po tinitreat ang the natural wood seasoning, paano tinitreat ang ating mga kahoy. And also, para mag-proceed doon sa another type ng wood, diba nga dalawa, natural wood and the engineered wood, kung paano umusbong si engineered wood, that is due to the overexploitation of natural wood on nature. Kaya po, meron tayong engineered wood para hindi maubos yung natural resources natin na kahoy. Under engineered wood, we had discussed about its strength, its uses, its applications, as well as its disadvantages. We had given you some engineered wood such as plywood, blockboard, wood veneer, laminates, particle board, high density fiber board, and medium density fiber board. I hope you had understand something from this topic, and thank you for listening. Hope you have a good day ahead.